Wasso.
Spirits bless you, Ellie Redacted. Hope you have a wonderful stream today. New here, but it's an honor to meet you.
Hello. Oh, are the ads over? Hold it. Oh yeah, they are. Okay, hello everyone. How are you guys? Hello, Limey. Hello, Tokens. Hello, hello. Hello, Yumi. Yumi, congrats on getting first.
Cheese.
Thank you for the cheese. Oh, hold on. I should put my phone on silent. Hello, motherfucker. How you doing? Oh, Jesus. Hello, Shamanic Wolf. Hello, hello. Welcome in, and thank you so much for the biddies earlier as well. I really appreciate that. Cheese for everyone, yeah. You should always be full of cheese during the holidays. How is everyone? It's been a little while.
Drink water, you dehydrated bitch.
Yeah, okay, I'll drink. I dropped everything immediately when I saw the live notification. Yeah, it's been a little while, hasn't it? I didn't mean for it to like take so long for me to actually stream again, but things happened, you know. So I originally planned to just do it next week, the whole, you know, streaming again, but I figured, you know what, I'm a pull the boot out of my ass today and just stream on the weekend.
Cheese.
Hi, Cheese Man. Hello. I was I was pretty sick during the holidays.
Get some help.
Thank you for making me wet, Limey, just like your mom. I was pretty sick during the holidays, so I couldn't even like spend like Christmas with anyone. I was pretty much just alone at home and all that, which kind of sucked. So it was kind of like also a bit depressing, not gonna lie. Hi, Ali. Thank you for the big cheese. I don't know what to say though. That's fine, that's fine. Oh no, were you the one who got me sick? Yeah, probably. I'm sorry. But yeah, so Christmas was a little bit depressing, but that's okay, that's okay. Sick during Christmas is the worst. It is. Like, my mom told me I should come, but I was like, no, I don't want to get anyone else sick, especially not my niece, you know? So I was like, nah, I'ma stay home. It's fine. But at least I got to spend my first Christmas with Lucy and Einstein, so I guess I wasn't completely alone. They got some extra treats and all that. It's still cold. It is. What's the temperature for you right now, Tokens? Also, can you guys hear me fine? I hope my microphone doesn't sound too weird. It's messing up a little bit. I gotta get a new one when I can. I also don't really know how stable the whole stream today is gonna be. Because another reason why I wasn't streaming was because my internet has been spotty for like a whole week now. Like it just, you know, goes out every now and then for no reason whatsoever. And like I also can't really detect anything. Thank you for the love. I can't really detect anything on the down, you know, is it down blah 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 websites as well and all that. Like, I'm not sure what is going on. I hope it's like nothing on my side, but I just assume it's because everyone is home and is using all of the internet, you know what I mean? So I'm waiting for everyone to fuck off again so I can actually stream. Hi Amon, how you doing? Your bike missed, probably. I didn't see it, so I just assume it missed. Okay, I'll fuck off. Okay, bye. Fuck you. You hit? Really? I didn't even... I guess it was too small. Well, it's just starting to get cool here again. We had spring weather for Christmas. Oh, that's crazy. That's kind of weird when it's warm for Christmas. Ow. Yes, during the hearts. Oh, okay, I see. My bad for missing it. But how is everyone else doing? How was your Christmas? How were your holidays? What did you get? What's the coolest Christmas gift that you got? I want to know. If you got anything at all. Hold on. I'm gonna need to keep an eye on Discord. Yeah, Yumi, how is your finger? I was gonna ask you later about it. I'm so sorry that happened to you. Jesus Christ. Wait, where's my Discord? There it is. It's entirely... Yumi, you are actually turning into a goblin. You're doing it. It's happening. Oh yeah, Amon, I know your Christmas happenings. Yeah, I don't think... Yeah, no need to talk about that on stream, huh? Jesus Christ. You got money? Hell yeah. We like money. I don't care. Nah, there's no way. There's no way, bro. But yeah. What is this? Close this. Hi, Greasy, how are you? Give me a second. Too long didn't read my mom crazy. She stabbed. Yeah, okay. You know, since he already said it himself, turns out Amon's mom is kind of crazy. A little bit too crazy. Jesus Christ. Insane. Insane. Greasy, how are you? How's foot holding with your boyfriend? Drinking a beer next to Teddy IRL, so everything perfect. I bet. Are you still touching feet? Okay, I'm gonna just put this card over here so I can actually see it. And I'm gonna close this. But yeah, today I'm gonna have... Oh Jesus, hold on, I'm losing my voice. Oh God. Kazu, thank you for the resub and thank you for the lark. Thank you. No, they were stolen? What do you mean they were stolen? Who stole them? Dr. Bacon, thank you for the lark. Thank you. I'm glad I cut contact fucking ages ago. Yeah, can't blame ya. Hi, Dr. Bacon. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I was kind of hoping that my first stream back is gonna be like a solo stream, but that really turned out the way I wanted it to, so I figured, you know what? I'm just gonna stream the collab today instead of recording it. Might be fun. We're playing Ghost Janitors with Crooked and hopefully Foxy. And maybe somebody else if we can find a fourth one, we'll see. And we're just gonna clean while trying to not get killed by ghosts. By Phasmophobia ghosts, to be exact. Should be fun. I don't think did I stream the first time we played this? I don't think so. I think I only recorded it. But the first session was really fun too. And they have Christmas updates now, so I want to see what the Christmas updates are about. Ghost Janitors clean up all the ectoplasm. Yeah, we're gonna clean up all the spirit cum and all that. I actually already forgot how most of the game works, so I'm basically gonna be relearning everything. So you know.
What?
Hi Song, how you doing? Thank you for the resub. It's 30% off right now. Ghost Janitor? Really? Hi, what the fuck did it? Hi Dodger, just ignore whatever I say. Well, we are currently. I'm currently waiting to see if. Hold on, actually. Yumi, do you want me to ask if it's okay if you can join in? I don't think Nixia or Cookie. I don't think they're gonna respond in time. I forgot my pizza in the oven. I hope it's not in the oven. Also, how are you doing, Song? Hello. My finger hurts too. Oh yeah, okay. All right. But Yumi, I if you're interested in playing that, let me know because I wanna drag Nibby into it as well. I forgot I had that game. This should be interesting to see how they get. Kazu, I want to play that with you too. Then again, maybe not because you would just get me killed. But then again, that would be funny. Kazu, we should play that. We should play that. The ghosts are really, really goofy in that one. And you could technically kite them into someone else, which is also very fun. I still suck at horror games. Yeah, but see, that's what makes it better. I can teach you the ways. You know? Oh, hold on. I'll be right there. Still, Amon, you still haven't played Peak? God, you know what, Amon? We're gonna play Peak at some point. That's enough now. Ellie just wants to laugh at everyone. Yeah, that's why I watch your streams all the time. Hit me up when you want to play together. I will. Maybe we can drag Kana into it as well. What? That's a compliment. I love watching you. Take it as a compliment, Livy. I love you, Livy. I'm sorry. I keep giving you shit. The delivery on that was something? What do you mean? Was it weird? I'm sorry. I didn't mean it to come across as too mean. You know I love you, Livy. I'm glad I'm everyone's laughing stock. Gives me purpose in life. That's crazy. You have more than that as a purpose in life. Like, you know, you introduced you to your mom. That's pretty good. Hooking up with, yeah, you knew it was coming. I swear, one day, Livy is just gonna stop being friends with me because I make too many mom jokes. I can already see it. Now she likes it that way. That's true. That's true. That is true. Single mom where? Who says she has to be single? I'm kidding. Maybe. But yeah, oh my god, time went by so fast. Hold on. I guess, wait, I'm gonna wait until... Oh my god, why do I have so many tabs open? Holy shit, give me a second. This ain't right. I can hear myself twice, hold on. Foxy. Okay, Foxy's getting food, so we have a little bit of time still. Let me close all of this. Also, Limey got the funniest plushie, by the way. Limey, did you post it in your Discord? Oh, actually, I want to show you guys something before we start. Since I'm waiting anyways. I have art that nobody has seen yet. So you guys are going to be the first ones to see it. Look at it. Look how sick this looks. Like, holy shit. Look at the guy in my arms. Like, this put like a headcanon in my head that I just put like a cute little bow as a collar around the person's neck before I do my surgery shit. And I feel like I've got to keep that headcanon because that is kind of cute. And I'm gonna put that on the mascot too. I think that is actually a really cute idea. I think that is a very cute idea. Oh wait, no, I did send it in your Oh yeah, did you? Okay. I only remember looking at it in the DMs. Hello, Drew! Oh god, I almost fucking choked myself just now. Hi, Drew! I got too excited when I saw you. Drew, how are you?
Water, you dehydrated bitch.
I drink. My posture is actually really good right now. Who are you calling stupid? Fight me, Yumi. Fight me in real life. My arrival made Ellie. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna say it. I'll behave. I'll behave. Stupidest joke ever. Man. I have a broken finger, no fair. I'm sorry. We can cut it off so it doesn't hurt anymore. He keeps scaring the shit out of me when I try to sleep. He's just there staring at me. I think that's very funny. Please no, I need Shiro to put a... Wait, is it your ring finger? I don't think I asked which finger it was. Is it like... That's crazy. What the hell? The right ring finger? Okay, that is really unfortunate. Oh my goodness. Jesus. Okay, I lurk now. I'm starting to feel tired. Gonna shut my eyes for a few minutes. Okay, Kazu, have a good rest. Have a good rest. It was good to see you. Sleep well. Please actually sleep for a little bit if you can. Have you answered me again just in your head? I have not. I think I just missed your message. Still feel like shit might need your medical expertise? I don't think I can help with that. I'm not meant to make you feel better. I'm sorry. Asking too much? I'm gonna knock you out. And then up. Have you not gone to the hospital for it yet? What the hell? No, I hope Yumi went to the hospital with it. Unless you meant song. Ah. Why is my nose so itchy? Also, that artist. Yeah, right. I love this artwork. I love it so much. Went to the yeah, exactly. You went to the ER on Christmas. I remember. Limey, get up and get your pizza. Okay, let me see. Let me see if everyone is ready. Nope, not yet. Okay, you know what? Fuck. Where is it? There it is. Okay. I'm gonna hop into the itchy stream. No, honestly, why is it like that? Why does it feel even itchier when I'm streaming? It makes no sense. Just the way I like it. That's crazy, Kazu. My god. It's either itchy nose or stuffy nose. Stuffy nose is super common, yeah. I've always wondered why that is. Why do streamers always seem to get a stuffy nose the moment they start streaming? It's like they're allergic to it or something. Okay, let me put this away. Every fucking time. Yeah, I just don't understand. I don't understand the science behind it. My theory is that I speak slightly differently, which somehow causes it. Maybe. Maybe that could be it. I do the same. I do speak a bit differently when I'm streaming compared to when I'm just hanging out. But that's probably because I sit like a fucking banana when I'm just hanging out. That's probably why. I have terrible posture when I'm just chilling. Okay, hold on. We are going to hop into... Sit on a banana? That is crazy. You can sit on my banana. Okay, I'm gonna have to work on the Foogies anyway, so I'm gonna hop into call with Crookie. And we'll just see when Foxy shows up. Okay. Hello. He's muted. Let me fix his Foogie while he's muted. I log in with Discord. Yeah. Banana. Kana banana. How dare he, right? He's ignoring me. That bitch. That bitch. Well, I should probably change my Foogie. I still have to schedule one active. Sources. I'm still not used to how different the Foogie website is now. Okay, let's replace... I'm gonna have to make a dedicated Foogie source for every one of my friends. Ellie is high confirmed always. Oh, Jesus Christ. Hold on, you're so loud. Oh my god. Why are you so loud?
Ellie's muted.
Jesus, hold on.
Ellie is hiding from me.
Yeah, I have him muted to like ignore him on purpose right now. Hello.
Hello.
Why are you so loud? Jesus.
I'm making sure you can hear me properly, Ellie.
Yeah, I can hear you just fine. Thank you.
Make sure those ears work, you know.
I think they're working.
Hello.
Hello, Foxy.
Hello, Foxy.
You're so cool. How are you doing?
I know, I'm the coolest.
The coolest.
That's so true.
Yeah,
are you guys ready?
Yeah, hold on. I'm fixing you guys' Foogies right now.
Okay. Is it just us three?
Well, we were trying to find a fourth one.
But
I'm not sure.
Never really worked out.
Yeah, nobody has answered yet.
Should we cancel them?
We're gonna cancel everyone who ignored us, even though we asked 20 minutes ago, and they did not have enough time to answer. But yeah, they're canceled.
We'll be like all the other VTuber drama, like this person ghosted me. My experience with them.
I have to put out a Twitter message. My friends have all. I thought we were friends, but they all ghosted me.
Right.
That's why we are playing Ghost Janitors. Oh shit! I should start up the game. Hold on.
I hate when my friends just start ignoring me, clearly using me just for my clout. It's not possible that they're just busy. It's all.
I can't believe it. I feel used and abused.
Yeah, that's why Ellie is always collabing with Nibby and me. You know, she only uses us for cloud.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I don't talk to you offline at all, one bit.
Yeah, like literally. I did not get any messages on Christmas. We're like, oh my
that's
God,
crazy.
I love you so much. Merry Christmas. Here's some nudes. You know, I never seen. I haven't got any dick pics from you, Ellie. Like, what the heck?
What the fuck, Ellie? What the fuck?
Yeah, Crooked, can you imagine Christmas without Ellie dick pics? That's crazy.
That's insane.
Time to change my name to a used and abused male reader.
Yeah, Crooked's new name, Himbo VT.
That's crazy.
I'm now going to graduate from my VTubing career and join the French Foreign
That's
Legion as an airport
insane.
marine.
No, Abba, there are no dick
my
pictures
God.
of me.
Dude, speaking about French, I played Warframe a moment ago, and I'm now up to date with a story. And oh my God, there's this one NPC. She's French and she's a nun, you know. And oh my God, she's so fine.
Yeah, I saw her. She's really hot.
Have you heard her voice? Have you heard her accent?
Yeah, I like the accent. One of the few
Me too.
French people I accept.
Yeah, my reaction
not
upon
even real
seeing
French,
her,
she's
maybe
fake
hating on the
French.
French is wrong. Maybe we should reconsider.
I won't.
No,
I make
it's
exceptions, but I don't reconsider.
It's only because she's in space. That's what tolerable. France doesn't exist up there.
Mm-hmm.
She just has an accent.
Nah, space is just a French colony.
Rookie, are you streaming yet?
I already
No,
am.
you're not.
We all
Okay.
went- I was gonna hit live when we were all in the room.
I am already.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
Yumi, there
good that
was.
you-
I just turned it off. I just turned it off.
I just turned it off because of all this clout chasing.
No, I had double music. I'm still fixing everything. I'm rusty when it comes to streaming, man.
God, you haven't been not streaming for that long.
Yeah, but like I'm old, so I forget more easily. You know what I mean?
Nah, that's okay. You're too pretty to think.
Thank
Because of
you.
all
Thank
it's all
you.
that blood from your brain going down to your cock.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
You know the thing is, Eddie, like
Picture
I got
disoriented.
I got like so many new people join in the stream today, right?
Yeah.
I don't think they were prepared for you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, everyone.
Okay, no. I think it's funny. Go for it. Go for it. No, like here's the thing, right? Imagine join like oh look, there's a VTuber. She's new to Warframe. Let's watch that. Then you lurk on the side. You maybe like farm your own items, and like middle of a mission, you suddenly hear like other people. Suddenly they laugh a lot, and you're like, oh, okay, that's cool. And then
That's
suddenly you
crazy.
start like hearing this like woman with this like German Austrian accent being like, yeah, I have a big cock.
I feel
That's
I feel
insane.
like that's the way when we go on when Ellie's stream goes live and new people show up to her stream, right? And then it just, and then it just shows up. Ellie, how's your massive cock?
Yeah. That's yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Classic.
And then you throw a jar of piss at us, and they go, "What the fuck is it? What the fuck is going on here?"
It's not just the penis, it's the piss too. It's crazy.
It's just like, yeah, what's this funny, normal-looking VTuber doing here? Jar of piss.
Yeah.
Man. Okay, go live.
All right, fine, I'll go live.
Do it.
Yeah, Crooked, go live.
I wanna start the chat thing.
Oh, we doing share chat?
Yeah, we do.
Oh, okay, you
Yeah.
gotta send me the link. You gotta send me a link to that because I have to put it into Firefox.
In the Firefox. How do I get the link again?
Dude,
I'm so
I saw
sorry.
like a meme like a couple of days ago. There was like a random Twitter post of a Firefox account, and someone commented and wrote like, "Yeah, this feels like watching the cries of a dying god."
What? When you go to invite people to the to your group to the thing.
Wait, I see it. The
There's a
window
net.
was too small for it to actually show up.
Or maybe if you just moved your penis.
So it's
out of the
above
way for a
average,
second.
okay?
Whatever. There, I hope that one
It's-
works. I put it in DMs.
Oh, it is small.
What do you mean? That's crazy.
The surprise in his voice. Oh, that is small.
Oh my god.
So what do you mean?
That's
This is
crazy.
Limey, thank you for the follow.
Oh, Limey is buying the
Chat,
game
I
right now.
noticed-
I can't wait to watch her play that.
Chat, I noticed whenever we do a Gussie Gang collab, there's a lot of PP jokes.
I wonder why.
A couple. A few.
Yeah, crazy, right? Anyway.
A couple.
Yeah, a few.
Hello,
Just a
Queen.
few.
Hello,
Not-
Queen.
not
How are
too
you?
much.
PP jokes are peak. You're right, they are peak. We just
Okay,
we just have
I'll-
like we have our private little group chat, right? And every time we go there, like, all right, we need to get popular. How do we get popular? Penis jokes. We put like a little we have the those like thumbtack boards, and we have just a giant.
Nah, if you wanna
penis
go
on it.
popular, I go to my. If you wanna go popular, I'll get my VR chat model out and jiggle my titties.
Yeah.
No. What we really need to do is just start drama and fights with each other.
Man, we really should just
I mean-
cancel
I
each
mean,
other for some clout.
Crooked, I will fight you without drama. Trust.
Trust. When I say I hate you on Twitter, this isn't a joke. I actually mean it.
No. Whatever
I
I've
mean, we
ever
know
said to
because
you,
don't know
Crooked,
how to make
it's all
jokes.
truth.
But
I am not joking.
The funny part is, Captain, I'm not joking.
What the dog doing?
Hello, DJ Flanas. Welcome in. Thank you for the
Hello,
follow.
DJ. Thank you for the follow. That's the thing, Captain. I hated you the whole time.
Insane.
I keep getting those posts about like, like, oh, hold on. Yeah, I was just gonna ask if you could invite me again. You get a,
No, you were telling us a story.
yeah, hold on. Okay, there we go.
Disorientated a little bit.
Yeah, oh god, what is happening to my screen? What the fuck is happening to my screen?
You and Foxy have combined into one being.
Oh, I see, I'm in Fox. Okay, that that would explain. It was his stupid hat. Hi, Kamiko, how are you?
Guys, in-game chat or Discord?
We tried in-game last time, so I guess
Yeah, we can do
I had to plug
in-game.
in- I had to plug
Okay,
in the
but I
other
will,
one from
but I
the-
will lower my output in Discord so I don't hear you guys.
Wait, can
I just want to hear you guys.
I don't hear you guys in
Yeah.
game.
Well, I haven't plugged in my mic yet.
Ah, that's why. Okay.
Hello, do you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you twice. Hold on.
Is my
Hello.
Hello? Hello? Can you hear me now?
Unfortunately, I
Can you
can.
speak louder?
No.
Wait, chat. How's the game? My chat. Guys, how's the game? How's it sound?
Oh God, how
What
do
the
you?
fuck?
How are you looking? Jesus
Guys,
Christ.
look all the way down.
Hello. You
Chat,
like my equal-
Look all the way down. Do it.
Hello, motherfucker. You
I
like my
am
equal
looking
Pokemon?
down. What is it?
Wait, you don't see that? Check my screen.
Hold on. I want to
Jesus
see what you're
Christ.
seeing.
Audio.
Well, my teeth seem to be very.
the
bad.
dog
What the
doing?
fuck? Why do you see your own teeth?
What, you don't?
I don't see
Hold
my own
on,
teeth,
hold
no.
on. Buff
guys,
Cowboy
guys,
Hellhound
guys,
Demon.
Follow.
Thank you for the follow. That's a powerful name. I like it.
I feel like that's Nora's alt account.
I like it. Thank you for
Why don't
headbang.
I get to see my teeth?
I don't know. I want to see my own teeth, but no such thing for me.
I can check
Still
for
issue.
I can check for cavities.
The fuck are we even talking about? I don't know anymore.
Chat, how's the game going? Do I need to change anything?
How do you interact with shit again? With E.
Good, the
Okay.
questions of the age. I need to up the volume of the game, I think, a little bit.
Hmm.
Can you guys hear the game fine on my end? Let me know.
There we go. I can hear you guys better now.
Hmm.
A streak. Queen has a streak. All right, so
This is how I look, guys. Aren't I pretty? Look at me.
All right, let's do
I can
this.
go milady.
All right, so we have a couple. We have.
Oh.
Do we have access to another map?
You're
Oh, we have
beautiful.
access to
Thank
the
you.
grave.
This is how I look like. Super cool, right?
Thank
Guys,
you,
we have
Alice
access to the
abandoned that.
graveyard.
I like. God.
Right, you
They-
press E to interact with stuff.
Okay, yeah, I figured that out. Steak, fries, and chicken. Oh my god. I'm coming over for dinner.
I do throw things.
We have a new monster. We have Creepy Carl.
How do you throw things again? Like, properly. Also, look at this Christmas tree.
Oh my god, that's a lot.
Cute.
It looks like you left click to throw things.
Yeah, but I
that tree must-
wasn't
that
there
tree-
like
that tree looks good.
a wind-up one as well? I
Ellie's
guess not.
Ellie's abandoned nut. Thank you for the follow.
Man,
Ellie, pick up your balls.
no. Leave me alone. Ah.
They didn't even leave you
It's running
alone.
up, by the way.
What the dog doing?
Hi, Ragos. Thank you for the follow. Okay, let's
Alright,
start.
So you come to this board. You got ready up.
Why do we got such big dumpies in these freaking hazmat suits?
Oh, you know why. Oh, Jesus. Oh, I see your teeth. Okay.
How,
There we go.
F.
Alright, so E to pick up the stuff. We got the rags.
Oh, Buff, that's one of my favorite iced teas.
Wait, wasn't there like a button?
Good
to have,
choice.
Like the list?
Yeah, but the list is outside somewhere.
Yeah, but like, wasn't there like a hotkey to like check it?
There was?
You gotta have it in your inventory to do it.
I don't know.
Ellie hates me. It's clear she hates you, abandoned nut.
Oh my god.
That's why you're abandoned.
Insane street light. Has a light switch.
Why is there a light switch on the street light?
In case
In no way.
Look, Ellie, we're conserving power, all right?
Oh, right.
the city can't fucking pay for this shit.
Whatever, bro. Okay, let me check the list. We gotta collect paper, fix upside down crosses, mop footsteps, and collect tarot cards. Okay, let me get my tools. There we go.
Are you paying the light bill? That's right. That's right. That's exactly what the Queen say. Ellie, you paying for this electricity?
I ain't paying shit. You're the one with money here.
How's it called? Fuse box? Breaker?
There we go.
Oh, you found
Okay.
the breaker?
Yeah, it's like over here. Oh my god, they can still hear me. Nerd!
How dare you nut and leave? Nut and run, you know how it is.
How dare you nut and run? Hydrate. I will hydrate.
I've never been here before in the graveyard.
I think we just unlocked it before we ended last stream.
Oh, okay.
Or it's new. One or the other.
Kana, my waifu, how are you? I miss you. Wait, my trash is full.
There's no time for wives in this setting. We're cleaning.
That's crazy.
Ellie can't be distracted. She'll lose too much.
No. Distract me all you want. My waifu is allowed.
Ellie, we can't have your penis growing. You'll get disoriented again.
Shut up.
Oh,
Oh,
we gotta turn the generator on.
the generator is off. Where is it?
Foxy knew where it was.
The left corner behind the church.
I hear
Oh, behind the
footsteps.
church.
Oh, what the fuck?
What is it?
Oh, it's what's her name?
She has the Christmas hat on.
Festive!
She's so cute.
We need tarot cards. We need
Oh, there we go.
friends.
Oh, we have to fix the generator now. We can't just turn it on.
How low? Pick it up. Thank you. There's so many tarot cards here. Yeah?
Can you come over?
Oh, hey.
Where are you?
We're watching it. We're watching it.
Look to the right.
Can I get up?
The bar
No.
here.
You see that guy over there?
I'm looking at the lady over here.
There's a guy?
Yeah.
No.
Is he hot? Is he attractive?
You don't see him over here.
No, I see him. He's standing there. He has that. He has that
Oh,
pregnant
yeah.
man pose going on.
Oh wait, that is the hot one. I'm going.
Yeah.
Let's kiss him.
That one actually got me. Usually you have to be so much closer to him. Holy shit.
You know what's crazy,
You
by the
dead,
way?
you dead
You play a
screamed
horror
though.
game.
That actually got me.
Jump scare, you know?
For once.
You play a horror game, jump scare.
Ellie,
Nothing.
jump.
You playing Pete, you screamed out of the top of your lungs.
I mean,
Ellie,
screaming.
Ellie, you gotta get that streamer
Pete?
reaction.
When we
Yes,
played this
screaming
live-
is completely reserved for Peak because I hate that. I hate and love that game.
Which game?
Peak. Wait,
Oh,
Crooked,
Peak.
do you play Peak?
I dabbled in it occasionally with Roxy. Yeah.
We should play sometime.
Crooked never plays
We should.
side games. He's
You
like
can carry
almost
me.
3 months late for them.
I never do.
That's
I'm sorry,
crazy.
I live in my American timeline, you bitch.
No, the problem is that you
Yeah,
have
go
a
back-
life and
go
a
back to
job.
watching Prison Break. I'm
Yeah,
sure
true,
they have
I-
a
I
new season
these- I
soon
have
for
these,
you.
I have this employment I use. to
Imagine
pay
being
for other people's
employed.
things.
Yeah, can't be me.
Can't be me for real, for real. Though I sit here and look at my job and go, maybe being a streamer would be better.
I mean, yeah, probably. Wait, I already forgot all the things we have to do. I'm going back.
Oh, the generator went out.
You just woke up. Good morning, Tana. I hope you slept well.
I was awake.
More cleaning.
Ah, good.
Oh,
I like
how did I miss
Light
this
it
one?
on.
Okay.
Because it's like the same color as the wall.
It really... Oh, this one too? Holy shit, I'm just blind. Who's breathing in my ear? Stop
oh,
it.
Lofty being chased.
Ah, shit. Go
I
away.
actually screamed. Oh my god.
You screamed?
I screamed. Did you not hear that?
I didn't. I'm sad I missed it.
Foxy did scream a little bit. I did hear it. He went, but then it cut off.
No, the thing is, I was in the church, right? Like,
Wait,
Like,
hold
it
on.
wasn't even scary. I just turned around and saw her, like, walking towards me. I was like, oh no.
Oh no!
Yeah, I
Oh,
pooped my
no.
pants a little bit.
More crosses and... 2 more crosses and 1 paper.
Bad.
welcome back, sir. So hi, Shy Guy.
Ah, shit. Go away from me. Run.
Oh, here's paper. I found it.
Okay.
Imagine
Okay.
she suddenly starts walking outside.
Like there's
she's
one guy. There's
She's
one guy
literally
who
like me
walks
when I walk
outside.
out the door.
Okay, 2 more
Yeah, there's
crosses.
2 more crosses.
She's literally like me when I walk outside for real, for real. I just get atomized.
Just be careful of the one guy who actually walks outside. You're nowhere safe.
How does he look like?
He's like big and lanky and kind of hot. Like it's the type of guy I would fuck, you
Ooh.
know? You'll know when you see it.
I wanna see him. I wanna meet up close with him.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Stop it!
Why does he
Ah,
sound like
god
he's
damn it.
barking?
Where is she coming from? Oh, that
Why
wasn't
does he
even
sound
me.
like he's barking?
Well, he is. He's a dog. Wait, do we have all crosses?
I got the
Why do you
crosses.
sound like you're barking when you yell for help?
I found the
Okay,
crosses.
let's go.
Unlike the rest of you who aren't doing your job.
That guy needs to shut up.
Oh, I
Hello.
want some as well. I got soup out of a bag.
And he's barking. Wait, I want to be
It's so goddamn
Christmassy.
easy.
Look, I'm sorry, Ellie. Unlike you who abandons your nut, I make sure.
Fuck you. Okay, guys, we
my
need-
people are taken care of. All right.
I need $60 more for Christmas hat.
What do you get the jack-o'-lantern?
I want everything.
Ellie just ditches her children.
You know it. I don't want them.
Guys, look. Now people can sit on my face.
That's crazy. I would though. I would.
Oh, I can just. Oh, okay, I can just turn on all of the maps that we have access
really.
to.
Let me just.
Hold on, let me
Oh no, I get to select one. Oh, I was gonna have it on random.
Audio.
I didn't get to...
let me turn the
random.
voice chat audio down a bit. It's
You want me to
crunchy.
touch it? You want me to touch it? You want me to go? Ah!
Okay, that's good. That's good.
I couldn't hear it. Can you bark again?
I don't know. Why don't you ask Ellie's penis?
What the f? My dick doesn't talk.
No, but like sometimes
Ellie.
it jump scares me.
Ellie, of course it talks. What do you mean?
That's insane.
Hey, you
Bastion
know,
wants to collaborate. Hi, Bastion.
Send him to the Shadow Realm.
I decline.
Ellie, you stand at gates. I know you do. You go. One of us tells only truths, and then the penis goes. One of us tells only lies.
I need art of that.
This is insane.
It's like a scheming vizier that whispers in your ear. He cannot be trusted, my lord. He is a commoner.
Crazy. Oh my god.
Oh no, she's choking on penis.
Ugh.
It's Ellie sitting reposed in her throne with a penis serpent that's wrapped around, whispering in
The
your ear.
penis serpent. I need to rebrand. Serpent VTuber.
Into a penis serpent? Crazy.
Into a penis. I'm not sure if that'll be allowed on Twitch, but you can go for it.
Hey, I'll find out.
Like, you know what the toggle could be for that model? Uncut and cut switch.
Pardon. Don't worry about it, Eggs. Discover your sweet debt sensitive ears. You don't need to hear this.
Did I just hear that correctly? You want to toggle of cut and uncut? That's crazy.
Yeah.
You have it for the colder weather. When it gets cold, you just get your penis hood.
Oh my god.
He's cold. He needs to be covered.
That's insane.
I'm pretty sure someone on AliExpress I can probably buy like a rain jacket with like an AI generated image of a pee-pee on it.
Ready up, Foxy.
Your PPTP. That's it. Yeah, exactly.
Your PPTP is crazy.
Now I got myself sorry.
It was only $30. Sorry, I'm jealous.
Hannah, don't leave. I just saw that. Oh, we're back here.
Classic Cozy Gang stream. We inevitably start talking about penis.
You know it.
I don't know what the second one is.
We need to find demonic symbols, wipe water, and collect Ouija boards. And collect
All right.
Water?
Wipe water.
Wipe.
Like mop it up.
No, you got, no,
Like this one.
White water, though. If you see that brown water, you gotta leave it.
God, it's so slimy.
Goodbye, VOD.
Which is a sign of infection, the water supply. You just say goodbye fart? No, she said goodbye world.
What I mentioned earlier, maybe I'll make some pizza next week. By pizza, you mean Tostino's pizza rolls?
Tostino pizza rolls? Holy shit.
Oh, no.
I want some.
What the fuck was that?
Your mom.
What is it?
My mom. It sounded just as terrifying when my mom started yelling at me, so I guess that could be right.
Wait, what is that sound? Your hands are empty, my bad. Kana, I love you too.
Oh my god, my fraud. Yeah, it's at least.
What about my penis? Lasagna? Holy shit.
No, I had to cough, and when I was like, ah, it's at least penis.
Sorry for tickling your throat there. Didn't mean to.
Oh, okay, I found some bones in the basement.
You do not... Wait. Do you not have the crocheting instructions I sent to you both in Cookie for... Yeah, I still have those instructions. I still have them. Hi, Alpha. Why the fuck am I getting ads? I don't know. Why are you getting ads?
Why the fuck am I getting ads? Because you're not subbed, Alpha. Exactly.
No, Alpha is subbed. That's what
Look at this. Look
confuses me.
Crooked banging this up.
What the fuck was that?
There was
Wait,
a
who got
lady
jump
over here
scared?
who
It wasn't me.
in a random direction. Oh, yeah.
My screen was just shaking, but I wasn't.
Why didn't you tell me? I thought you were on the flight, Alpha.
There was a lady over here who did a dash towards you this way, but you weren't looking at her.
Oh, damn, ignored. Bozo.
She's like, she's trying to scare us, and then we just kind of go, oh.
No tier 3 sub.
But you have sub energy.
Oh.
Oh. Wait, that is the no, that's not the. Oh, I'm leaving.
I found the generator.
That's what she's coming out.
I'm not sure.
Open the door.
What?
Alright.
I thought you didn't have them because I thought you were asking about getting a penis sweater from Etsy. No, that wasn't me. Penis sweater. Yeah, you gotta keep it warm.
Sweater. Alright, yeah, she's gotta keep it warm, of course.
Yeah. Oh, I keep pressing the wrong button here.
Oh, she's going up the stairs.
Ah, Jesus Christ, bro. Why? They are so loud, bro. Hold on. They're blasted. At least you guys don't get blasted with it, but I get blasted with those jump scares, dude.
Ooh. Selfie jump scare.
I think the last of the stuff's upstairs.
There we go. I turned my headset down as well.
Next time I want to jump scare Ellie, I'm just gonna send him a selfie again. Ah!
Look at him go. Look at him. He walks like an idiot. Ah, shit.
I think we just need the water out of this rug.
Here's a fun part.
But Ellie, loud equals scary. It equals pain. Gives me a headache.
Let go.
Ah. All it does is hard. It
Something
doesn't.
on the floor.
Wait.
No.
There we go.
Oh, there's a bunch of stuff up here.
Loud as pain, Dio. Exactly.
Walking. I scream. Stop
Like,
screaming.
jump scares don't have to be loud, you know?
But look how much stuff here is.
Stop that.
What was that? That didn't even jump scare anything.
That was me.
What? Why do I hear your jump scares? That's crazy.
It was the same thing as when Foxy could hear. We could hear Foxy's jump scares.
Yeah, but I should... Oh, there he is.
Hey, sexy.
Well, he's gone.
That?
Chasing after me. Hey, Tat, you're cute.
Why is there so much Satan in this room?
You
What
wanna
are they
move
doing
hands?
here? So much Satan in this room.
You wanna hold hands, Tat?
Ah,
What's shaking? Oh, did the generator die?
the generator died in the basement.
Okay, hold on.
1 white water, 3
Ah,
blue.
shit. It's not ideal. It's not ideal at all.
Hand holding, yeah, I'm into that.
But I only need 2 bones and 1 water.
Whoa!
Oh god.
My bad, guys.
Yeah, like, I thought you were
I was actually hoping you would walk into it, but...
Tat, cut your
You're
balls.
being my bad and you're trying to kill us.
Ah. Next time, guys, next time.
Oh,
Ah, goddammit.
he really is annoying.
There's 1 bone up in the bedroom I can't get.
Get the boner.
I can't get the bone.
He's
or I get
more
my badge
this
to
this
hold.
this like ghost guy.
Oh my God, I
he's
keep
more
pressing
annoying
the
than
wrong
this
button.
one drunk friend in the group who thinks he's normal when he's drunk.
Wait, so... There's okay. If there's one we can't get, then we are done.
No, this last one. Is over
Okay.
here.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
let's
but we
roll
can't
out.
get it.
Why can't we get it? Oh.
You just said we can't get it.
Did he die?
I think he died. Wait, where's Foxy?
Dead. Next
Oh,
to
wait.
the bone?
Oh, he's dead? Bozo.
Yeah. Do I need to like clean his body or something?
Wait, can you actually get the bone?
I got the bone. He died.
Next to it.
Idiot. Dumbass.
Right.
Okay, we're done.
Yeah. Bye, Crooked. We're not gonna inform.
Bye,
the family.
Crooked. Wrong bone. Wrong bone, Sarg. Also, hi, Sarg. Oh, sorry, guys. We have ads.
Can't believe you guys. I die because you guys are sitting outside going, "We can't get the bone. We can't get it. It can't be done."
You said... No, I thought...
Skill issue.
I thought
Just
you
give
said...
a shit.
Oh, my category... Oh, my God. I swear, my...
No, I said I couldn't get it because my bags were full. I had to
Oh,
go back
okay. Yeah, I
outside.
didn't hear that part. Man, I need to fix my stream deck. I swear to God. There
I
we
need to
go.
fix
Thank you,
myself.
Thank you, wait, what is your name? Kagrill. Thank you, thank you so much. Welcome in too.
You're
Sorry,
chatting,
I'm
just
blind.
chatting. You're blind
Oh
again.
my God! Streaming in the wrong category. Bad.
Ban me.
Ban.
Cancelled.
Inform Twitch. Ban her.
Ban me right now. Yeah, I think I would just do
Ban
it
the
manually
Switch.
again. I don't think I'm gonna do this with my stream deck anymore. Because
Could you-
whenever I do it with my stream deck, it doesn't work like 50% of the time for some reason.
What are you trying to do?
Like changing the category, you know? Sometimes it just doesn't
Oh,
work
okay.
when I do it with my stream deck.
I just do it manually.
Yeah,
the
I'll just do
stream
it
deck is
manually
finicky.
now.
G slaps you across the wall.
Your category is accurate for me? Yeah, I'm not sure. I was on Just Chatting apparently. But it should
Oh,
be
Monty,
okay now.
Could you imagine if Twitch had like a bounty system where if you find a quote wrong party and you get their followers, if you ban them?
That's
Wait,
crazy.
Say that again. I didn't understand that.
Like if you like say Ellie was streaming on the wrong category and you could report her to Twitch and get her banned and get all of her followers.
That's crazy, bro.
That's crazy.
How are you doing? Twitch recommended me your stream. Oh, it did. It's good to see you. We're doing pretty good. We're just having spooky collab today. On this beautiful Sunday. Is it Sunday? It is Sunday, right?
The only spooky thing is Crooked.
Yes,
here.
Sunday. I hope you're doing well, Kagrill.
You are.
I am.
Let me ready up, my bad.
Oh my God! I just realized, Ellie, you look like Walter White from Breaking Bad.
Do I? Well, oh, wait, the hat, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. My
But
name
I
is
wanna
Walter
change
White
my
Yo.
hat. I wanna.
I'm hunting ghosts, yo.
Oh, I could.
Yo,
Oh,
I'm hunting go.
I kind of want to get the pumpkin actually.
I also thought the same.
I
thing.
forgot we had parks, bro.
Nah, we don't need that.
Another German VTuber recommendation from Twitch. There's a pattern. Nice.
Don't
I'm not
say
German.
that.
I only speak German. I actually live in Austria. That's the better
Yeah,
Germany.
she's German. Don't listen.
No,
to
no,
her.
no.
She's
Austria.
German.
It's the better Germany. Trust me. This
Nah, she's
dude,
German.
did this idiot over here though. She's German.
Don't listen to either of them. They're
What do
both
you mean?
lost
I'm
in the
Italian.
loud woods.
You are so German. You are 100% German.
Ellie, look at
Deine
me.
Mutter.
Deine. Okay, you know what? I'll get my Christmas hat.
Oh, you're Austrian. I see.
I see, yeah.
The disappointment. Oh,
You
I
can't say
see.
German, make it gender neutral. That's crazy, Zarg. Go away.
Yeah, it's now called Gervem.
Wait, how do I change my clothes?
She used to be an artist, but we don't talk about that. If you want to put the hat on, you have to go back to the computer. You equip it there.
Oh, okay.
Oh my God, the hair's actually clipping through the head.
Yeah, it is. Wait,
Oh
where's...
no, the
I'm
hat
okay,
is
I
like
must keep this one.
oh no, look how misplaced the hat is.
German. Yeah, exactly, kind of like that.
Foxy, you can't judge her for the hat. I'm looking at your fucking Corbin mask, and you literally have split ends coming out of your.
Literally. Charwoman. We're gonna go Charwoman now. Charwoman it is. Oh, equipped. There we go.
Look at me.
You look like I'm looking at you right now. Look at my screen. You look like a bird with a bald spot.
Both of you look
Okay,
stupid.
let me check. Let me check on Ellie's stream.
What do you mean?
She wants to look at her bald spot.
Oh, I mean, yeah, you do
Guys,
have a bald
let me-
spot.
Guys, let me just get my hand, like, move it over that bald spot. and
You do
forget
that.
about
You
it
do that. Ow!
until someone points it out
I
again.
feel like it
and
should be-
Cry
I
myself
feel-
to sleep.
I feel like it should be.
Miss the good old days.
I feel like one of our objectives should be just buffering and polishing that thing.
I agree.
Crooked, we're waiting for you.
Did you
the
break
lights.
the light? Oh my
You're
god.
such a pumpkin fucker.
I can't believe you broke all the lights.
Bastion is abusing me. Thank you, Bastion. What the fuck?
Alex
Stop
said
being.
that.
My bed and cut it. Oh, hi.
Hi.
Ah, my little precious bike, how was Misty?
Oh my god, stop.
Ellie,
Yeah?
should we communicate in German and make fun of Crooked?
9.
Don't tell him.
Don't tell him, even though he's right there.
I mean, if I would have said it in German, he would.
That's crazy. My bad.
Get out here.
Dude, we just started. What the fuck?
See, she thanked me for the abuse, so it means I didn't do anything. That's crazy. Wait, what do we even need? I didn't look at the list.
Footsteps, voodoo dolls.
We gotta get rid of the voodoo dolls. We gotta get rid of.
Boners, blood, footsteps, voodoo dolls. Okay. What is this?
Mm-hmm.
Why is there rune stones on the ground?
Why aren't there runestones on the ground?
Yeah, why not? You're right.
Why
You know, oh my god, I forgot my tools. I'm an idiot.
Ellie, you're falling apart.
Yeah, I'm falling apart, bro. Man.
You remind her she's not actually really German and she just falls apart entirely, apparently.
What the fuck? Shut up. Nobody likes you.
I like me. That's too much.
Hello.
That's right,
Hello,
rats in the
Ellie.
walls. They like me.
That's
Pretty cool.
crazy. Well, that's crazy here.
Just because you have your
Ooh.
come for you doesn't mean you put me down, alright?
What was bro up to down here?
When I called sweet to each other and as soon as
Oh,
started began
more blood.
shitting on each other. We were sweet to each other? Yeah. I don't know about that. I don't know about that, man.
We need 3 more bones.
Boners.
Come upstairs. Yes, boner, Ellie, boner. Power's out.
Rest in peace. This okay.
Where's the ghosty boy? Outro.
He's right here. What does this dude do?
Stop screaming in my ear.
What does bro do? He's right behind you.
Oh.
What does bro do? Does he chase? Yeah, he does. Never mind.
Oh, you the axe.
I'm pretty sure they all changed, but
Where is he?
Oh, that was.
He's gone. Who's this in the corner?
I'm sure she's no one important.
Okay.
Oh,
Damn, she got pissed. She disappeared.
She's no one important.
I keep standing in the corner.
And she's
what
leaving.
the fuck are you? And she leaves.
Actually crazy. Quick, Ellie, use restrict. I got it. Who's chasing us?
we can. Oh, he is chasing.
Yep, I saw.
He was right on your
He's
butt.
so fast.
Yeah, he
bro.
was.
Did you see how fast he was?
What the
Win.
fuck?
Just win, Ellie.
Okay, let's go up.
There we go. Oh. Freak, steal,
Oh.
steal, pig. Take his shoes.
Footsies. Sniff.
Look his voodoo doll.
Sniffer.
I like how we're only here to take voodoo dolls and stuff, but we're not here to actually like. Oh, he's coming.
Ah, he. Oh god.
Wait, where?
Help.
Oh fuck.
Help me! Fuck you, kid.
He's coming. He's coming.
Ah, shit. So goofy, bro. Did you guys see that?
Wait, where's Ellie?
I think you killed her at the door.
What? You mean me?
You closed the door behind you.
Man,
I opened it.
he looked so goofy.
I nearly died, bro, look.
Okay, let's
Oh, God,
watch
coming.
these two.
Oh my god, he's
How do I
sprinting.
switch
He's
between
sprinting.
space?
Oh, he's coming
There we
so
go.
fast.
Wait, let's see.
We need 2 bones.
Two
which
bones.
I saw it in those side
Then-
rooms. Probably it's all in those
Let's-
side rooms on the 2nd floor that we just ran through when we were avoiding
Let's
him.
do this.
Why does he have a
Oh, there it
black
is.
streak in his hair? What is that? What
That's
a
why I
weird
started
glitch.
yelling at him in German.
I wish I could haunt them when I'm dead.
Where is
That would
he?
be really funny.
He walked off. He fucked off. Oh, we found him. He's on me. He's on me. He's on me. He's
Oh
on
my
me.
god, there was a
He's on me,
voodoo
he's on me,
doll
he's on me,
right
he's
in
on me.
front of him and he didn't see it.
Ah!
Dude, he's sprinting. Look at him.
He is fast, holy shit.
Hello, Zora.
No.
There it is. Okay, he picked it up. I'm not mad anymore.
One of them. Oh my god.
Stop getting jump scared. Do your job.
I'm next to you. Clean for blood.
Found footprints.
I found Ellie.
I'm back downstairs.
Man, look at my dead body.
Ah, we need one more bone.
Damn it. I didn't see a bone up there.
Let's look around.
Oh
Here's like
god,
a pebble.
my throat hurts.
Pata, please.
Thank you for head pet Bastion.
Oh, fuck off, dude.
Did Ellie maybe have it in her inventory?
I don't know.
Drink
I
water,
didn't.
you dehydrated bitch.
See you next
Ah! Cheese and water,
Yeah,
I
next
got
to
it.
her, but I can't get it from her if she had it.
Fuck.
I don't see it up there at all.
Maybe in the basement.
I didn't see it the first time I went through the basement. I'll check again.
Wait, click on the trash can. Maybe you got it in the inventory.
No, I don't have that thing in my bottom right corner.
Oh, okay.
The
Yeah, then let's go in the
German be
basement.
here. Yes, there'd be the Germans here. Well, Austrian German. Uh-oh. He's coming.
I wonder if they chase you. Oh,
Yeah, it's not
dude,
here.
he is fast.
He's so fast.
At least we gotta sprint him. Yeah, I think Ellie had it. I just don't see it.
What if I drop an item? How do I drop it?
If you had it in your inventory, you'd be able to press E on the trash
Ah! Just kidding.
can. Lock, thank you for the follow.
I'm not sure if I had it, but if someone dies, the item usually resets.
Oh god, I didn't even see her.
I saw that soon.
Find anything on Ellie?
You can't grab when she dies. You can't grab it on her. So if she had it on her, we can't get it.
I wanna check all the rooms first. Well, let's do
Well,
one.
I
more
checked all the
run.
rooms up. I checked all the rooms upstairs. I checked the side rooms.
Okay, then let's
here.
check the
only thing-
downstairs rooms.
Loki, Loki, hello. Thank you for the follow. Welcome
see.
in.
Oh, he's gone. He's gone. I lured him outside. He disappeared.
What the dog doing?
And Kagril as well. Thank you for the
Oh,
follow.
you're stupid.
I hope you two
It's
are
here on
doing
the
well
table.
today.
I got it.
It's on the table. I didn't know it would be on.
Ah,
Yeah.
welcome, welcome.
Yeah, it's done. It was like on the kitchen counter.
Oh,
Oh,
hi. Fucking weirdo.
Good job, guys. All thanks to me. Also, guys, just for information, if someone dies with an item on them, the item usually resets to the place where they picked it up from. So it's not on the
Oh,
person.
okay.
oh.
Oh.
I learned that last time. And I told you guys that last time too, but I guess you didn't listen.
No, I wasn't. I was like, didn't we play it when I was like still sick?
Yeah.
Sorry, I was thinking
So
of-
you have an excuse, but you, good sir, do not.
I'm sorry, I was
Yeah,
probably thinking of a
crooked.
snide response.
Yeah.
Whatever, bro.
Screw you.
I was too busy being witty.
Yeah, whatever.
I like how color palettes are just way more expensive than a hat.
Right?
And by the faster cleaning.
Ugh.
Buy more. I want to buy the perk which like lets me get killed once.
That lets you get killed?
Yeah.
I would
cheat
think-
death once and keep cleaning. It's $1,000.
Oh, cheat death. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you said that lets me get killed. I'm like, you can just throw yourself into the ghost for that. You don't need a go. You don't need a burn. You're just looking to die.
I'm gonna die a hero, you know? I'll sacrifice myself.
I want that. Yeah, I
Oh,
want
yeah, you're
1K.
gonna die here. You're gonna lay on the ground and go, guys, go on without me. I'll hold her back.
Yeah, but I only do that if
Typical, bro.
Tommy Trask from like Resident Evil. I'd be like, oh no.
Yeah, but like
I
that's
can take
understandable.
her. Right?
Says
Oh my
the people
God.
with the monster fucker passes.
Yeah.
She's just tall, okay? Calm down.
God damn it.
Oxy, I can't believe you broke the light.
This was literally you.
I would do it again.
He
bitch.
saw you right there. Dude. Well,
I don't know if you think Crooked should shut the fuck up.
You can think whatever the fuck you want. It's not gonna
symbols,
happen.
water, tarot cards.
What I really need them to do is give them an update to make the glare on the fucking
Oh, I got an achievement. Oh, I keep forgetting my fucking tools, bro.
bro.
It's the same map.
There we go.
Yeah, same map as before. It seems like. I said it's a random.
Who's into war?
What?
I don't know. I heard him yap about war.
No, that's one hell of a fetish to have.
Who left one egg in the pan in the kitchen?
Me.
Leave him alone. You don't know what they're going through.
Apparently, wasting food is what they're going through.
You know nothing.
You know nothing. How many eggs have you wasted, Ellie?
I don't waste eggs.
Exactly. Why don't you waste eggs? Because eggs are expensive. That's why you're.
Crooked, why don't you lay eggs?
Yeah, Crooked, why don't you lay eggs? Like the good femboy you are.
Well, I tried that, but then I got in trouble at the supermarket for it. All right.
Okay, I see. I understand.
I'm laying an egg, and they said, "Sir, you're just shitting on the floor."
Well, don't do that.
They didn't understand.
Live a ghosty ghost.
Man, femboys have it rough. Is someone chasing me? No.
Generator's not down here. Oh, she's just right there.
Oh yeah.
Hello. go. Ah!
She looks so goofy when she walks. Okay. Do we have everything here?
I just like the fact.
I suppose so.
Happens, you know. Happens to the best.
What is this?
The best of us, you know.
A heater? Yeah.
How's the anything in this room?
Well, that's unfortunate, isn't it? Can I really only lose them when I go outside? Okay.
I'm so locked in.
At least she's really slow.
Did you lead her outside again?
Yeah.
Did she slap your ass on the way out?
No, she didn't. And I'm really sad about it.
Ellie! The god of fairies is in chat.
God of Fairies! Whoa, I'm a big fan, hello!
Yeah, me too.
Why have you done this, God of Furries? You need to repent for your sin.
Guys, how do you address the god? Or like, do you say like your holiness? I don't know.
It depends what kind of god they are.
What the god of fairies? Your
They just-
floofiness?
Your furriness.
Spit on him. He's into it.
Spit on. That's crazy. I mean, maybe. Maybe he likes it.
He's kind of jealous.
Crooked is just jealous because he can't get his furry suit.
Yeah. Honestly, if I had the money, run!
Ah, shit. Who is she after?
Money?
You or me?
His address? I would order him one.
If I was Crooked, I would have closed the door right then and there. I'm gonna lie to
Run,
you.
I was kind of waiting for him to do it.
I was waiting for him to close the door. Kind of disappointed.
I thought about it. The voices were very
What the
loud.
fuck? Hello?
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 I fixed the generator.
Oh, come on, Anita. You're fucking annoying the shit out of me. I'm trying to clean. I'm trying to keep your house clean. And you're just trying to kill me all the time. Fuck you, Anita. Hello.
One more card and one more bone.
I don't know. That's what I called her. It suits her. What?
You said you were gonna eat something, but
Did you just see that? She sat at the table and didn't even finish her sentence until she left.
She thought she was going to, but she thought better of it.
One bone and one tarot card.
Okay, let's do this.
That's the name of my aunt. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna think of something else. Stephanie. You know somebody named Stephanie?
My aunt is named Steph. She has Down syndrome.
Okay. I need a break.
What's it say?
Fuck you.
The butterfly is actually true.
Oh no!
Fine. I can't breathe anymore.
I found the tarot card.
Crooked, I think you killed Ellie.
I did.
I don't know why that. I don't know why that was so fucking funny.
Are you paying attention to the stream?
See, this is the way I said it. It just, I'm not as name is Stephanie. She has Down syndrome.
We're done.
I'm done with you guys. Oh, I'm fucking dying.
Drink water, you dehydrated.
Yo, I'm level 5.
Thank you, Yumi. I'm still level 4, what the fuck?
It's probably because you died this one round.
Maybe. Then again, I also died a lot like last time we played this. I was really unlucky
Same.
last time. The nun kept getting me.
Oh, I remember the nun. Oh, she's
Yeah,
so
the
pretty.
latex one.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Forgot.
We have yet to see her
No,
this time.
I prefer the one from Warframe.
Me too.
Her name is Marie.
She has a really nice voice. I like her accent
Actually,
so much.
yeah, the voice acting in this game is pretty good. So when are you playing it?
I can't play Warframe. I want to play Warframe because it's really, really cool, and I used to play it, but it gives me too much motion sickness now. So now I can't play it anymore because it's super fast paced.
How was old piece?
What if you just put like with FOV like very, very low?
Yeah, I tried that. I tried to play with the FOV, but yeah, it's no
What if you
use.
just turn on like a lag switch and make everything slow motion?
That's crazy.
Just lag yourself out.
Exactly. Ellie is too old. I am. I'm a hag. I'm too old for those youngster games.
That's the first time I heard you say about yourself that you're a hag, and oh my god.
She's hag maxing, don't worry about it. She's in that phase.
I am hag. Like you have.
I thought hag maxing is for people which are into hags.
What?
Shit.
No.
Because they're like consuming, you know?
No. Hag maxing is basically just embracing granny core full on, which is exactly what I'm doing in real life.
Limit the FPS to 10 and then leave less fast.
I mean,
That's crazy, Zark.
With you because you know, like we support our elderlies.
Thank you. Where's my money?
Finally admits it. It's good. It's
Well,
good
not
to see. It's
not
good to see
this
Ellie
kind
not
of
being in denial
support.
anymore.
Man.
Like my mom, you know, when I started my studies, I'm here obviously to support you, unless it's financially.
For real. Thanks for nothing.
That's how it was with my parents. Like, I'm going off to college. He said, my son, you can do whatever you want with your life. You can be the best ditch digger that's ever been out there. And like, so you're gonna help me?
Oh
through
my
college?
god.
No. No, sorry, you have to take out a loan for that.
Oh man.
Then I took out the loan, went to college for 1 year, and went, "This is fucking stupid," and I never went.
Yeah. Can't blame you.
Old Piece. Oh, Old Piece was so good. I can't wait for it to continue.
I can't wait for season 2 of One Piece to start.
Not the One Piece, dude.
Huh?
What?
What?
What? One Piece?
Second season, Ellie.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Second season.
I know. I'm sure I'm excited.
No,
Fox's handprints, footsteps, haunted toys.
On Twitter, they were saying that the first season of one of the
Yeah, I saw that.
sides.
That's really funny.
One Piece is finally ended. Like, wait, that was just the first season?
Yeah, don't you know? One Piece never ends. Is there nothing? There's it all.
They announced that it's supposed to continue sometime next year, since we're still a few days away from the year. I would just want to
Oh,
play.
there.
We're gonna be starting.
I forgot my tools again. I am going to scream.
We've announced that it's supposed to continue on sometime next year.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Hello?
Yeah, I was saying it was gonna be funny if
I just didn't even see her there. That's funny.
Hey
You jump
guys,
scared, Ellie?
I really want to watch One Piece Season 2. Do you think I have time to catch up?
Yeah, you.
Ellie Resus.
If you watch One Piece now, I'm sure you can catch up.
Yeah, you already got.
Do it.
Have I told you guys- have you told
God,
you
this
guys
makes
my
me
favorite One Piece
hungry.
joke?
Okay.
Ellie, have I told you my favorite One Piece joke?
No, and I don't think I want to
So-
hear it, but go ahead anyways.
It was a man with a meme. He got a genie wish, right? And he wished to remove all of his memories of One Piece so he could re-experience it all over again. So he gets his wish. He sits at the computer, sees it's 1,102 episodes, and goes "fuck that" and walks away.
That's crazy. I get it though.
We need to collect boxes?
Yeah. Who is crying like a bitch, bro?
What's the woman right here?
Oh, it's okay.
Ellie, why?
That's crazy. I was cleaning.
Hi.
That's crazy. I was cleaning.
Ellie's dead, by the way.
Man.
Yeah.
Oh, but
fuck
he
off.
doesn't die. Okay. You know what? This game hates me. This game hates me. Hi, Ace. How
Is he
you
down there with
doing?
Yeah,
Hello,
he spawned
hello.
Right behind Ellie and killed her.
I hope you had a good Christmas.
Why is Ellie dead again?
Why is Ellie dead again?
I swear Foxy's talking shit now. That's a huge handprint. Holy shit, who did that?
Give kitchen seems to be. Ah! No!
I hope you
Oh my
die.
God, that was close.
Damn it, she didn't die. Yaoi hands for real. Those are yaoi hands.
Just standing upstairs like, no!
Hey, we need 4 boxes, 4 handprints, 2 footsteps, and 1
Yeah.
toy.
I'm doing good, and it was good. How was yours,
How's your
Cooper?
winter in
I mean, it
Miami?
was normal days. I unfortunately got sick, so I basically spent Christmas alone. Because I didn't want to get anyone else sick.
Oh,
So, you know, it was nothing
Fair
special
box.
this year. There's another box on the couch, Foxy.
Found some footprints.
It's, right behind me, isn't it?
Literally, it was
boxes,
literally a moment
4
like that just now.
handprints, 1 toy. Wait,
Man,
Shit.
this game hates me.
I found her.
Go.
I went upstairs to clear out the upstairs.
Oh, handprint!
Those are normal sized.
Nice.
And there was like another one right next to her.
3
Oh, yeah.
boxes, 2 handprints, 1 toy.
It's like no big deal. I'ma see if I can spend like, you know, New Year celebration with my mom. So we'll see how that goes.
Oh, I hear her.
Oh, there's handprints.
Nice.
Toy in this basement. I didn't see one upstairs. Oh, I found a box.
Oh yeah, we need 3 boxes, 1 print, and 1 toy.
Problem is they blend in with the other boxes.
Yeah, it's so much fun. Do we go upstairs now?
Okay.
I did most of the upstairs.
Can't believe there was literally nothing in the kitchen.
Careful up there.
Yeah.
Those Sumi
That box.
ones, those Sumi jump scares are so funny. Because like 90% of the time you just miss them. I know it's only part 1 of 2 with One Punch Man Season 3, but holy fuck, this final EP was bad. Oh, I haven't watched it yet. I haven't caught up with One Punch Man yet.
She's just standing there, you know?
Yes, he does that sometimes.
I watched Stranger Things though, and I have so many things to say about it.
All upstairs.
But I'm not gonna go on a rant about that.
One box, one print, one toy.
Yeah, don't wait for part 2 in 1 year. Yeah, I can wait that long.
Yeah, shit, the rain's coming in. Yeah?
What a shiny
I'm waiting for
forehead.
Stranger Things until... Yeah, I should wait.
My hearing.
I would tell you that you should wait. I should have waited too.
The voices of your ancestors. That's a radio, never mind.
But like, I also didn't want to get spoiled by the
Yeah, it's
internet, you know what I mean? That's why I watched it right away. I just wish that they would release everything at once. Or at least a 2-parter, and like not a 3-parter, you know? I don't think 3 volumes were really needed. I don't think it was needed.
Checking the big bedroom.
And I also, like, I don't really get the new trend of, like, releasing a new, like, season in different parts anyways when it comes to
He's
Netflix.
coming for you.
I don't
No,
understand
she's in
that
the laundry
trend.
room right here.
It kind of pisses me off. Like, just release everything at
Where is she?
once.
She despawned, but I don't know where she is.
But that's maybe just me talking because I'm
You see that?
a
Anything?
very impatient person when it comes to
I
that sort of stuff.
didn't.
Maybe downstairs then.
I just think it would be better
let's
for
try.
them and the viewers if they just released it all at once, or like, you know, maybe 1 episode per week or something like that, or just weekly.
Oh,
Yeah,
found the print,
exactly.
found the print.
I found a box.
So with only
Yeah,
one toy.
I think that was a really weird decision.
Alright, now we need to find...
I really think that was like a weird thing to do. I guess it was because they want the last episode, like the final episode, to be in cinemas as well. Which, sure, whatever.
Counter or something, we just didn't see him.
But like the 3-parter still wasn't necessary in my
Maybe.
opinion. Like then just release the whole thing like 2 weeks
So she's
before the final episode,
Such a scene.
and
She's always doing something.
then just time it like that, you know? Give people
Okay,
like
let's
2
go.
weeks time to like watch all of the 7 episodes, and then just release the 8th one in cinemas and on Netflix at the same time. But yeah, maybe I just don't know what I'm talking about.
Do you see anything in the other rooms?
Let's check the bathroom here.
What are they missing?
Man, where do these people keep their toys? Oh no.
It's usually under the bed. Give her a loop up. Not the loop around that way.
That's
She's behind
crazy.
you.
I know it.
Ah, she's after me!
Oh, that was not good.
You okay, Foxy?
Yeah. For now. My
Yeah,
god,
yeah,
her stamina.
thanks for fucking luring her into me.
Found her toys,
My
now she
toys
gonna
under-
get yeah, yep.
under my bed.
I really
Wait,
wish they
under
could
me?
give
Wait,
me
what do
the
you mean
option
under
to
me?
haunt them too. Like not kill them or anything, but I wanna jump scare them.
Where's this last toy?
I wanna have an option to jump scare them while I'm dead.
Is it in here? I found it!
Oh yeah, it was in there. Throw furniture around, yeah. I wanna
Oh,
scare them.
Yeah, we did it.
Alright. Yeah. Huh?
Oh.
You what?
Guys, I think this game hates me. I did- I didn't even see her. I was cleaning.
Ellie, I was looking down at you, and she literally spawned right behind.
That is so mean. Man.
Guys, I just got the perk. I can't die for once.
Yeah, I would need to save up for that park. I need like $400 more.
There's like 2 missions.
Because apparently I need it for this game. This game hates me.
Why's your Christmas hat so massive?
Because it matches my penis.
It's kind of small.
You insulted her crying? I mean, that's fair. That's fair, but like,
You did walk in.
You
did
know-
walk in, start talking massive amounts of shit, and then you just put her hand on your shoulder.
but like we
and
could have talked about it, you know? We could have talked about it.
Understandable.
Why are you acting like a victim here?
Like, I'm sorry for hurting your feelings, you know? We could have talked.
Why are you acting like the victim suddenly?
I am. She killed me.
After you talk shit about her.
Well, maybe she shouldn't cry like a little bitch next time, you know?
Well, I just hear you cry like a little bitch right now.
Bitch. Maybe do the thing that your hairline did and take several steps back. That's all I'm gonna
That's
say.
amazing. You know, I'm not having such old people problems yet as you do.
I just enjoy Ellie being the victim, and then the way to respond to everyone going, well, you're the one who yelled at everyone going, well, you know what? Your hairline's receding. Fuck you.
Yeah, I'm stooping that low, okay?
Crooked, I think she's just projecting.
At least my hairline is still here.
Ellie, just because your
mine
penis
as
is
well.
receding doesn't mean you can start throwing things around at everyone.
That's
else.
crazy.
How's your hairline doing?
I don't have hair. I'm a pumpkin.
True.
You know what, right?
What about your hair? I'm a pumpkin.
Yeah, Ellie insulted her crying, and she was then like, yeah, bitch, I'm gonna make you cry. And kills it.
I'm gonna give you something to cry about.
Damn, you sound like my mom.
Oh my god, Ellie, why did you break the light?
Crooked, why do you keep doing that? What the fuck?
Dude, I just saw just standing here, right? I saw you walk over to the light, playing with it, turn around, looking for Crooked, looking at him. Crooked! wait, no, just stare to the door. I'll show you how it was. Just stare to it.
Hi, Raiders. Hello, Raiders.
Hi, Raiders.
Welcome
Ellie, take
to-
your flashlight
welcome
out, look through the door, and I'll show you how it looks like.
Okay.
This is what you did. Crooked!
Oh, man.
Really didn't even see what I said. There's a lot of dialogue going on, though.
Wait, you should check with Perk. I need to get next.
How are things going? We're doing pretty good. We're having a hootin' and Annie playing some ghost janitors, and
Honestly,
we're
I
wheezing
think I'll
and
get
dying.
the personal clipboard next.
Yeah. Fishing.
Panta, panta, please.
Thank you.
It's an emote on F8.
Crooked, you're so caca.
Wait, what's that? Oh, yeah. Yeah, there are emotes. Oh, yeah, let's go.
Oh my god.
Let's go, bro.
Damn! Chat, let's donate to Ellie.
Hey.
Yeah, baby. Oh my god.
Anything
your
for
body's
gifted subs.
absurd.
What's up, bro? I'm tired.
Ellie, I think that's pretty swell.
Hell yeah.
Wait. Let me sound like old
Wait,
man.
what are all of the old emotes?
Damn, girl, your body is criminal. Mm,
Crazy.
Oh my god, I hate myself.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Picture.
I am the ghost of Halloween's past. You can't tell me to go fuck myself.
Oh, hell yeah.
Gangnam style.
Ah. What was that? What the hell?
Damn, look at my $50 donor for the Grippy Socks truck match in the insane asylum? Bet.
Hell yeah.
Do it. Do it.
Why? Wait, why am I a ginger? What happened?
Guys, I'm no toy.
Crooked. How Crooked got such a dumper? I'm just built different, Queen.
Yeah. I'm gonna
Daily
go clean.
McDonald's.
I'm gonna go work now.
I-
Somebody has to do it.
I'm not paying your janitor service.
Ellie,
All I
did
did
you
was
take
stand
your
outside doing
utensils?
meme
I
dances.
did. I actually took my utensils this time. Are you proud?
I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
You mean your cleaning tools, not your...
My cleaning tools, my bad. She said utensils for some reason. I'm just echoing.
I would pay your janitor service, but they spent the whole time standing outside flipping each other off.
Hey, somebody has to do it.
Honestly, guys.
What's that? Is that bones?
Don't have these perfectly good bones here.
Let's not die this time, guys. Let's not die.
Chat how to farm gold in a 25-year-old game. It's a necessary thing to know, adventure. when the skill, when it comes up in their life, when they're standing there in the office, they need to figure out how to maximize gold gain. They'll think of Legend of the Dragoon. and then someone will go, "Why are you such a fucking idiot? Why did I hire you again?"
That's too real. Too real.
Hey, ChatGPT, why is Crooked such a bitch?
There's no way you just said, oh.
Not only are you insulting me, you're calling AI to insult me. You can't even insulting yourself. You're fucking phoning it out to AI. Is this all I mean to you? Is this all I mean to you, Foxy? Yes.
I can't even get your proper hatred for me. You just gotta go. You gotta chill it out to AI.
Help. You're fine.
What is chasing her? Hello.
Lovely.
You got killed, I think.
Why is there a baby crying? What the fuck?
So much for Foxy's guy with the baby shirt.
In the
Can we shut the baby up?
my screen went red. I think I died.
Are you guys in here?
Definitely change my views of life now.
I will now use better AI chatbots to insult my friend.
I swear, did they just walk past the most obvious things?
It's group. This was group.
Wait, how do you handle the mannequin again?
You just look at her and don't
Okay.
she'll teleport away after you look at her for a while, but you just gotta make sure you keep her in your line of sight.
Okay.
And not run up and hug her like last time, Ellie.
What? What?
Yeah, Ellie.
Why are you talking shit?
Not like last.
I remember they still have the
God.
clip of you just running up going, "Yeah, bitch, what's up?" And then you fucking just died instantaneously.
I think that was really good. Why would she? I swear, these shitties need to stop spawning behind me.
Well, at least in this one I was looking at you while she was walking up behind you.
Thanks.
I don't know why they gave her such a thick ass.
Oh, you know why.
Bone, 1 cross, 3 water, and 2 boards.
Yeah. She's shy, it's just stare her down. Yeah, that's basically how it goes. Oh.
Hi.
Wait, it's just a weeping angel? No worry that I got killed. No wonders that I got killed.
Well, to be fair,
Looking at women.
I get scared when I look at women.
My palms get all sweaty. I begin to hyperventilate.
My mouse is slipping out of my grip right now.
I found water.
Oh, I found the cross.
God, she is.
I told you they gave her a really big head. They gave her a really fat ass.
Yeah. Oh, Yumi, I'm so sorry. Yumi's penis is 5 centimeters long today.
Oh no.
Guys, I found the bones.
It's cold. It is. It is cold. I agree.
And three more
Ellie,
cloth.
come over. Here's a bone. I can't pick it up.
Guys, she's coming for you.
Oh. Hold on. What?
I got her.
Yeah.
Oh, SepBV, hi!
Look at that smexy demonic cowgirl.
Hello! Thank you for the resub. How are you?
Are you sure about that?
I hope you're well, SepBV.
Oh, here's another cross.
We're cleaning graveyards and haunted houses today.
1 cross, 2 water, and 2 Ouija boards.
One more cross. Oh, here's the board.
Wait, how do we have 7 out of 6 bones?
What?
Ellie, you're counting your own bones.
Oh.
Oh, my penis counts too? My bad. Okay, I understand.
Ah.
I understand.
Ellie's pee-pee.
It's Ellie's pee.
Yeah, it's my dick once again. Haha.
It's a wiener.
I'm gonna die.
We're gonna put a mark on the penis board because we made another penis joke.
Oh no, wait. Oh, there's no. Okay, this is already upside down.
It's right side up.
Yeah, my bad.
Can we just like flip it back and forth to count?
Right? Oh no, this is nothing. What the fuck?
That's already good. Is it inside the church? Oh, there she is. Foxy?
Foxy?
Make sure you're alive.
What the hell? The Ouija boards are usually so obvious to see. When did we lose charge? Oh well. You know, sometimes things just happen. Like starting from overuse and been sleeping like crap while off for 4 days. Besides that, oh jeez. I don't think anyone has been sleeping well these past few days.
I've been sleeping fine. I don't know what
So many people have been telling me that.
I was sleeping great.
Yeah, but you're not human. You don't count.
When did we lose church? The church got up and
Guys, we
walked
need
away.
1 more water.
Damn. Ellie, I'm gonna need you to pee on the ground right now.
Yeah, I got you. Hold on. How do we keep missing the most obvious ones?
It's because they blend in so well. Sometimes. Like the Ouija board, last Ouija board was on a bench.
Oh,
And it just like fucking, and it just blended in.
yeah, that's fair. Can you leave? Thank you.
Can you just leave?
Like, can you not? Ah! Thank you, SepBV.
I thought the church was fine.
Oh, there she is. Watch her, Ellie.
I'm watching her.
We need water.
I swear the water's in like a dirt mound for some reason. We have to for some reason mop up.
That would be fucked.
This dirt is far too wet.
Oh, hi.
Hello.
Dude. Where is it? What is these random lag spikes?
Oh, there she is.
But like, I'm also confused because we had too many bones this round. So maybe one was actually supposed to be like a puddle?
That'd be funny.
Be fucked. Because we have 7 out of 6 bones.
I don't see it anywhere.
Yeah.
Go back to despawn.
Hmm.
You find anything, Foxy?
No. Yeah, I guess we can just leave. We got most of everything.
I feel like it's just bugged out and we just had too many bones instead. That's the only explanation I have. Yay, I'm level 5.
Oh, come on.
Just pee. You just gotta pee on the ground again. I told you. That's what Stone said.
Yeah, next time we'll just do that. My flight to see you, Ellie, got cancelled, so I'm going to see Foxy instead. That makes no sense.
That makes sense.
Makes perfect sense.
It
I'm just more
doesn't.
popular.
That's crazy. Wait, did your flight actually get cancelled though?
Try turn the difficulty up to medium.
Please stop.
Yeah, like,
Really strong.
wait, are we still on easy?
We're still on easy.
Wait, what?
That was easy. It's all been easy. We haven't even done medium
Dude,
yet.
we lose our perks once we die. So the ghost insurance, because I died once, is gone.
Wait, these are one-time use?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Nah, okay, that's kind
So
of.
that was $1,000. No.
Oh yeah,
I'm not gonna
it.
invest
Oh
into
my god,
perks
it says
anymore.
right there, perks are lost after dying.
Yeah, but the insurance one makes no sense because, like, yeah, I died once, but it saved me, so I technically didn't die, right?
I
Yeah.
think it's because. Oh.
Hello, Raiders.
Thank you for the hello,
Welcome, Raiders.
Thank you for the follow.
Dude, I could have bought some cool hats with that money.
What am I seeing? I have no idea, Cheeseman. No idea.
What were you guys doing? What were you guys up to? Tell me. 2 hours. Salvi, I was 2 hours late. Oh no. I received the shout out, but the command to shout out people sometimes works and sometimes doesn't. I don't know why.
Cheese.
Cheese fixes everything.
You're right. Cheese. There you go.
Crooked!
Ellie.
Why am I getting yelled at?
I said Ellie.
No, that was crooked.
What were you guys doing? What were you guys playing?
True.
I'd never do anything like that.
Loser.
You were playing
Look
Peak,
at
I
his
see.
freaking-
How'd that go?
His hair, Ellie, look, his hair's so greasy, it's just stiff, you see?
It's not really pumpkin skin. It's just hair. That's just formed in the shape of a pumpkin.
That makes sense.
No, I think the cheat death perk is if you have other perk, you can buy cheat death, and then you won't lose those other perks, but you'll lose cheat death.
Oh, that makes sense, actually.
Guys, I'm gonna send my people over to you because I'm gonna do only one more.
Okay.
You're only gonna do one more?
Yeah, I'm
Send
Icarus.
them over to Crooked.
Okay. Chat, I'm sending you to Crooked.
Well, what am I gonna do for the rest of the day?
Don't you have plans?
Soon.
Play
Well,
something?
I have the
See you guys
Tales.
tomorrow.
I have
We might do
Tales
collab
from Beyond the
with Ellie and Nibby,
Tomb.
or we
Yeah,
do Warframe
That sounds fun.
when we farm.
we can go do other spooky games. Well, who will
Bye
clean
bye,
the haunted
chat.
houses?
I love you. See you tomorrow. Bye.
Bye bye. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye bye bye.
Bye. Ah, my nose is so
Oh no.
itchy.
She's become a motorboat.
I'm gonna motorboat Eddie's mom. Just kidding.
That's crazy. What? What?
Why would that even feel good? You just go right to the side of her pee and go.
Hey.
if I motorboat someone else, Ellie will get jealous. But she wants
It's
to
true.
motorboat that person as well.
Sorry to raid and run. Take care of yourself, Savi. Don't worry about it. you gotta do some after stream care.
Yeah, it's important.
It's important.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, Foxy! Thank you for the.
Oh my god, that's so unexpected. Hi,
So
Raiders.
unexpected. Hi,
Oh my
Raiders.
goodness.
Oh my God, who is this Foxy Lily
Wow.
BT?
What
It's-
a harlot.
What a harlot! It sounds like a whore. let me give this whore the shout out. She's great.
Hey guys, if you want premium tits on twitch.tv,
That's crazy. Oh, sorry for the ads, guys. Ads are starting.
So we got one more out of you, Foxy, and that's it.
One more.
yeah. Give me a second. I'm closing my stream stuff.
Yeah,
my
take your
PC
time.
Brief, you know.
I got
I'm
let it
wearing my
breathe.
glasses again. Ah.
Oh no.
Did I need new
Sahne,
glasses?
Sahnebällchen ice cream. I'm so jealous.
Bro, what?
They're all speaking Yiddish.
Yeah.
Ooh, Ellie.
Hmm?
Ellie. I'm getting next week, you know, when I get paid, I'm gonna make pommes mit Schnitzel.
Yo, that's a based choice.
Do you wanna come over?
I want schnitzel. Yeah, I'm gonna come
I'll
over.
cook for you.
I'll come over, eat, and then fuck off again.
Well, my
She
cats
just
will be so
leave
sad that you don't
immediately.
pet them.
She's going to even try. she's
Okay,
gonna try to
and
show up
and
not
play
make
with your
her-
cats a little bit, and then I leave.
Yeah.
She's gonna
Dude,
show up and not
honestly,
even
they
make
love
contact with you.
visitors.
Foxy. She's just gonna.
I'm not even gonna talk to you. Just there to, I'm there to eat and play with cats.
Here's the thing. After dinner, she's gonna like slap me in the face, put $5 on the table, and be like, "Have a nice, have a safe drive home." And then she leaves.
Oh
She's
man,
gonna, she's gonna put her hand on your shoulder and say, "You're all right."
you're all right.
And walk away.
If she does that, that's like a marriage proposal.
It is. It is. I think we talked about that before, right?
We did talk
Yeah,
about
yeah,
that. So I sent you guys the meme video about the dating a German, and he's like,
Oh.
"You love me?" He's like, "Hey, you're okay."
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, Sheehan, thank you for the lark.
But the thing is, Ellie, you're not even gonna know Ellie's there, Foxy. You're gonna turn around and you're gonna look at your cats of art, like laying on the floor like they've been being petted by someone. You're gonna turn back to your schnitzel and there's gonna be pieces just missing.
Like some freaking
Oh,
hardcore trip.
yeah.
Yeah.
I saw a reel with someone getting big fucking schnitzel. Yeah. I saw that too, Zarg. Oh, that looked so good.
I'm gonna start.
Yeah. Go ahead. But yeah, that looked so good. I know exactly which one you mean. I had that one too. I'm inside my friends again.
Alright, the first map we've ever played on medium
Oh my god, the
difficulty.
memories!
The memories!
The memories, guys.
Oh my god, there's
We
blood
need
on
bone,
the wall.
blood, water, and Ouija boards.
Okay.
Give you.
I miss Nixia, guys. I
I
miss her.
I miss my wife, Tails.
I miss her a lot. Yes, Zark, exactly that one.
Nixia.
Oh, yes.
Oh yeah.
Damn, unfazed.
I have not seen the war in a bit. Why are you not death naming her like the rest of us?
What the dog doing?
Be respectful.
There's no way. We'll only follow bottoms. That's crazy. Thank you for the follow, but fuck you. Are you winning? Yeah, we're winning. You have a really good name. I like it.
Actual bottom, because because this person follows you.
That's
Not
crazy.
me. We are tops.
That's
You will never be
crazy.
as cool
Yeah,
as we
you
are.
top? That's insane.
Yeah.
I never heard something more ridiculous in my life.
I'm hearing something ridiculous whenever you open your mouth.
Well, don't listen then. You do that really good anyways.
Chat, by the way, we like each other.
We're friends.
Yeah, no, talk about yourself here.
I see. We'll only follow.
Oh, it's the mannequin again. Okay. Thanks, Trin. Crazy.
Why is she so caked up?
But yeah, no, that's a really good name. I love it.
Question, why does she have such a big head?
Why not? Oh, thank you.
This anymore. I need to go. I can't believe we'll only follow Bottom has arrived.
Yeah, Bottom, you should follow these other two as well that I'm collabing with right now.
No,
I'm just, you know, because.
No, you can have it all to yourself. It's fine.
No. You should follow those two as well for science. Trust me. Trust.
Ellie needs it all to herself.
If you want the ultimate bottoms to follow, those are the two to go for. What is this? Oh, that. Okay.
Ellie needs it all to herself. Her bottom ways.
That's crazy. I looked at her, bro.
I grabbed a couple.
Yeah, but you literally walked.
This game literally hates me.
Oh, sorry. I grabbed 3 out of this room. I thought I got them all.
You're such a bad employee. I'm gonna report you.
Go ahead. Report me. It's not going to unsweep your
Oh,
house.
now I have to listen to those two idiots fight with each other.
Such a handicap.
That's great. That's good. Cry about it? I will. I will actually. I will cry myself to sleep today. Does it make you feel?
Foxy, you left the Ouija board in the main room. What do you
You
mean?
me fuck you. Fuck you.
I can't believe Foxy yelling at me about this.
Good looking out. Fuck you guys. God, I hate my mods.
You for the raid. Oh, not again.
Not again. It's not my fault. I was looking at her.
See, Ellie, this is where you die all the time. You're such a bottom.
I fucking hate this bitch.
Yeah, for real. She's a tall, curvy ghost woman. Immediately falls for her, like.
Man,
literally.
I can't even fight back. They can't hear me. I can't even defend myself.
Oh, the mimicking game. Yes.
Ah,
God, I really should play that game.
I can't do this anymore.
What?
That body cam zombies. It looks really cool.
Why defend? They're right. What the fuck?
What do we still need?
Alpha, fuck you.
Master, thank you for the follow.
Have you tried not cleaning and
Rocket,
see
what do we still need?
if you still? You know what? Next time we play this, I will not do shit and just try to survive instead. Because apparently that's my biggest problem.
Yeah.
Man, I'll just stay outside and let the others do the work.
I got one with me.
It also annoys me because I was looking at her.
I see.
What the hell?
I got bone in here. There's a guy on that fucking.
I'm almost out of water.
I didn't see anything. I think you're hallucinating.
Valkyrie, thank you for the follow.
I'm sorry if that was really loud. I didn't mean to do that. My apologies.
Oh my god, so much to keep track of. But how did your mimic game go?
Let me check a few things while I'm dead again.
Try not cleaning.
Ow, I'm sorry. You did it on purpose. I didn't. I'm sorry. That was loud even for me.
I get paid.
I'm
2
sorry.
more bones.
I don't see any more bones up here, so they might be downstairs. That's not fair.
Oh, that is... Oh, I didn't want to open that. Oh no. What the... Oh. He was on top of that. I didn't know they could get up there.
Oh.
Look at me,
That
like,
was
sitting
close.
there, doing nothing.
Foxy?
Ah,
Okay,
poor
you're alive
body.
still. Good.
I'm looking for boners.
I'm trying to find some boners too. I didn't see any upstairs.
Oh, I'm gonna make tea after stream.
They're on like tables. Can't tables count.
I'm suddenly really craving tea.
Maybe. Look at her. Dying with her hand on her butt cheek.
I need to defend myself. Make tea now? Nah, not right now.
What? Don't worry about it. Flip, you'll get all the context you need when you clip all this.
Otherwise, I'll forget about it, and then I'll drink it cold.
I'm
I
upstairs
want to
again.
drink it warm.
And back up there as well. I just
Not like you're useful right Man, fuck you. What are you doing anyways? Aren't you supposed to be on a flight?
Hey, Ellie's such a lazy ass, dying all the time and letting us
Dude,
go away.
I will.
I know. She just.
I will. Hold on.
Oh no, the monster got me.
Stealing content from others, you know, abusing them for content.
I can't even.
Yeah. It's probably gonna tell me fuck you in a moment.
She probably will. Oh, you shit, I can't even defend myself.
These bitches.
What's on the table here?
There's one on the table here, you said?
Where's?
Yeah, I took
Oh,
one.
there it is.
Like,
If you are alive, man, Alpha, I will.
Don't see him.
I can't believe you.
Oh,
Welcome
there's
back,
one on the
Limey.
chair.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
nice.
You got
We got
kidnapped
one more.
again. Nice.
I got
Good
fun.
on you.
You can leave.
I don't need three more.
Once was a sexy one here disappeared. Listen, I don't know why they gave us that coast so many cheeks, okay?
Oh no, that was all we needed. Okay.
Nice.
Guys, the game hates me. I literally no.
Oh, yeah,
I
totally.
literally looked at her and she still came at me. I couldn't even do anything.
Was she still flashing when she came at you?
I don't know. But that was mean.
She has a few when she spawns. She has a few seconds grace period where you're looking at her does nothing.
Maybe that's another one that spawned right next to me then.
Probably. She spawned right on top of me when I was going down the stairs. And I
That
almost
is
died
oh
there.
god, that is so mean.
Wait, I didn't die even once today. Holy shit.
Yeah, look at
That's
you.
different.
Foxy, you did die. That's why you lost your
Mom,
perk.
I got a talent.
Oh yeah.
Stop lying.
What?
You
Wait,
did
I
die.
did?
That's how,
When?
remember you had your cheat death perk and now you
Oh,
don't.
shit.
Well, I was dead.
No, you did die. You died and it saved you. That counts.
Yeah, so I survived.
No, you died.
If you're about to die and you continue living, that's called surviving.
No. If your heart stops and you get brought back to life, that's still dying.
I don't. My heart seems pretty much beating right now. I
Ellie.
just think you're jealous.
Ellie, Fox is coping.
Yeah, she is.
Fox is massively coping right now.
Yeah,
I
she
was about to
is.
share my schnitzel with you, but maybe I should just spit in your face.
Nah, you'll share it anyways because you're a bitch
Ah,
like that.
The regular German response, I see.
Yeah, I don't think Ellie's all right.
Damn. You know, I
Like you
take
said-
that. You don't want to be liked by German people anyway.
Yeah, true.
Foxy,
Please
like
don't
you
like
said, it's
me.
not like Ellie's gonna ask for permission. She's just gonna break into your house and start eating your schnitzel.
Fuck you.
I'm scared that she might actually do that.
I know where you live after all.
Yeah.
I know where your house lives.
I know where your
bed
house lives. Not where
sleeps.
you live, but your house lives somewhere else.
I know where your
I
bed
know where your
sleeps.
bed sleeps.
Yeah.
So was that your last one, Foxy? You good? Or are you going for another?
Yeah, I need to get some rest. I have a tummy ache.
Yeah, go rest.
It started when I started stream today.
Oh no. Yeah,
So,
you
like,
need to rest
6
then. That's
hours ago. No, 7 hours ago.
yeah, that was a while ago
7
then.
hours ago, she said.
Yeah, go rest.
Yeah, thanks for the games. I was such
Thank
a
you.
fun.
It was
Enjoy
fun.
stream. I will lurk.
Oh, I had to do it.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, chat.
Rah, rah, rah.
He's barking the
about to
moment
leave.
she leaves. That's crazy.
This
This
is
is
like
Bobby,
your way
I-
of saying goodbye. Are you such a bottom?
I'm sorry.
That's how
you're-
Crooked says
I'm
goodbye,
sorry,
yeah.
It's okay. It's
Your
okay. Kirby. You don't
chat,
have to
your
talk, man.
chat
It's okay.
comes
You're
over
such a
here.
You're
and got
such a
Graver
cute
Needs
puppy.
is
Oh my god! Here, let me pat you. Such a cute puppy.
You know what, Foxy?
Why?
I'm also gonna steal your schnitzel.
Damn.
Dude, you don't even have a fucking passport. Okay, stop yapping.
Wait, do you have a passport?
One, I do, and second, I can just come in your
Yeah,
country
it's fine,
anyway.
figured.
You're like they're gonna stop me.
I
Well,
figured.
He doesn't have my address.
But you know, my loyalty can be bought.
Even harder than that. Hold on.
My loyalty can be bought, so he could find out your address if he wants to.
Yeah, but do you really want US dollars? A currency much weaker than ours.
That's fine. I'll just make him pair more. You know?
Ooh.
Also, I'm pretty sure the dollar's stronger than the euro right now.
No, it's not. It's actually really fucking
No.
weak.
Yeah, it's like the weakest in like
Ellie,
how
Ellie,
many years?
Don't tell her that. Don't tell her that.
But she knows. Everyone knows. Everybody knows. Crooked.
Ellie, we can gaslight her. We can lie to
I'm
her.
complaining at least once a month about it when Twitch payout comes, and that
Yeah,
so
me
much less
too.
than before.
But I thought we were complaining that Twitch payouts just weren't giving us money in general.
That's true. That's true. They keep
Like,
80%
no,
anyways.
Ellie,
You all
Ellie,
keep-
I'll send
you
you
all
my
keep going.
0.00001 Bitcoin.
Oh my god.
That's the problem I'm having with Twitch payouts. I used to get $70 from them, and now I get nothing.
That's crazy. That's actually
Shout out
insane.
Sub to Crooked. Do it right now. He
Sub
has
to
a
Crooked
blue
right
Twitch
now.
Account.
Don't sub to me.
He
Yeah.
shows feet pictures.
Hi,
Wait,
Einstein. Yeah, he does.
I don't do that.
And he's a femboy. He's always wearing skirts and kicking his feet when he's about to join a collab.
Foxy, you a lying whore.
Every Friday, 9 p.m. PST, he goes to the blue website and shows feet. You should follow.
Yeah.
You should follow and sub to him.
You're sure you're not confusing me with Riley?
No, that's you.
Yeah, that's you.
No, I don't think it is.
Aren't you Ladies Man 613?
No.
That's definitely him.
I'm
Yeah,
Coon
it sounds
Slayer
like him.
69.
Femboy Appreciator 42.
Nah, his name is Femboy Impregnator.
Ellie looks so stupid. Fuck you, Livey. I look great. What do you mean?
You mean with your oversized Santa hat that just kind of looks like a plastic bin they placed on your
Fuck you
head?
guys.
That's not like it. And she walks off into the
Oh,
Christmas
I found something. What the hell?
Wait,
There's a
what?
teddy bear in the corner if you crouch down. Look how cute he
Oh.
is.
There is.
He's so
Teabagging.
cute.
Foxy's teabagging him.
Stop teabagging the bear.
No,
Make me.
nuh-uh, says Limey.
Oh, yeah, bye-bye.
Bye. Get some rest.
I
Get
will
some
let-
rest.
Bye-bye,
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. That's
Foxy.
not how you smooch your friends.
No, but that's how he eats ass.
It's based.
I see you don't kiss your homies goodnight. I am.
Ja.
Bye.
Was ist los?
What?
I'm talking to my cat. I think he's hungry.
Are you gonna? What are you going to do about this?
I don't know. Do you have any plans what else you could do? Because then I would just raid into you.
I got other things to do. I still have Fears the Fathom to play.
Yeah, you could do that. Then I'll just send my people over to you.
Wait, not Fears the Fathom. Bargain bin Fears.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Fathom.
yeah.
Tales from
Whatever that.
Beyond the Tomb.
Yeah.
Someone did this idea first, so we had to do a different name.
That's fair. That's fair. Crooked knew Oshi because Crooked doesn't bully me. Give it time. Give it time.
Give it time.
Crooked is the biggest bully of them all.
I only bully Ellie.
Nah, that's such a lie, actually. But yeah, I'm gonna raid my guys over to you, and you can do your thing.
Yeah, I'll go play that other game.
Yeah, you do that. Okay. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Okay. In that case, I'm gonna hop out of here and Discord as well. Hello, Einstein. Okay, and Einstein is really hungry, so I'm gonna go prepare his meal now. And I'll send you guys over to Crooked, and you can watch him play spooky games. Limey nerd. Hello, nerd. Give him pets. I'm petting him right now. He is enjoying it. Yeah, but you're hungry, right? Yeah. You're gonna get your soup. I will nibble your toes. Don't you dare. You can't do that for free. Not for free. But yeah, I am not sure if Nibby and Foxy are up to doing anything tomorrow, since it's gonna be Monday. We'll see. But I will be streaming again next week. Whenever I can. And because next week my internet should at least be better again, since most people are gonna go back to work. I'm down for it. Me too, yeah. I'm still waiting for Nibby to reply though. So we'll see if we do anything tomorrow. But yeah, either way, I will see you guys very soon. And then we can also chat about a couple of things, because there are a few things I want to talk about with you guys as well. About certain things. But yeah, for now, I'm gonna wrap up here. And let me make sure the raid actually works. I love you too, Yumi. Thank you for hanging out with us today, guys. It was fun. It was good to see you again. And I will see you guys very soon. Hopefully tomorrow. We'll see. Nice cock. Wow. Nice balls too. But yeah. Okay, there we go. The raid is working. Do I have all of you? Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you for the bike. Okay, I will see you guys. Have a good rest of your evening or day or whatever time zone it is that you're in right now. And yeah, I'll see you guys. Bye-bye.